Be honest, do you struggle to start, maintain, and develop text conversations? I've got 5 mistakes for you to be aware of and avoid. Coming up next. I want to share with you a case study breakdown of a conversation I had with a female who was working with me to better understand what was going on in a dialogue and a text message interaction that she was having with a guy that she had met on Tinder. They have not gone out. They have not spoken on the phone. They've only gotten so far as going from Tinder to here's my phone number, a few back and forth text messages, and then what we're going to see. So what I'm going to do is show you 5 red flags, and then if you make it to the end, I'm going to show you some bonus information about what happened later on in the conversation. Okay, so let's get to it. Our first screenshot. Let's catch them in the middle of some dialogue, simple dialogue. She says, "Oh, thank you." And she just says, "Yeah." Not much investment, which is important to remember. Understand, the last thing that she just says is, "Yeah," to some thank you for some sort of kind of a compliment, maybe. But now let's look at what he does. The very first message that we need to inspect is when he says, "One question, do you have a booty?" Now, here's the thing. As a guy, do you expect to be taken seriously when you message that very early on to a woman? Well, probably not if you want a real relationship with this girl. But if you don't care about the girl, you don't care how she receives this. Or if you're throwing it out there to see if it sticks, and by chance she plays into this frame of trying to prove herself to you like, "Oh yeah, I have a booty," and then you're thinking, "I know, she might even send me a picture of her butt," and like then it's on. Get the fuck out of here, okay? So I'm not a fan of that first message. It's my first red flag. Getting too sexual too soon. All right, so that's my first red flag. If you want to be seen as a swell guy, don't do this shit, okay? But the thing is, he is going to show you that he wants to be seen that way. So there's an issue, red flag. Number 2, the next red flag is for writing too much. What do I mean writing too much? Well, look at the length of his text compared to hers. The last thing that she wrote is "yeah." And so he writes a text to that about her booty, and then he writes another one to follow that up, which is very, very long. So now we have 2 text messages, one of which is very long. And you're like, it's not that long. Well, look at it like this, okay? When you're text messaging or communicating with somebody, what you want to look for is more equal investment in the conversation. So it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned. But if she's saying "yeah," he can't be going and writing essays, so he can't be way up here with his content quality and in-depthness of how much he is contributing to the dialogue. What he needs to do is be closer to around here, a little bit more, a little bit less, at the same level, but he needs to be in the ballpark, and he's not. And when he's not, what he's showing is way too much investment, way too much try-hardness. It's like someone who is so insecure that they feel that they need to say everything because they feel they might not get the chance to say it later. That's coming from a place of scarcity. So writing too much, red flag number 2. Red flag number 3, committing too much. So we need to read the content of this text to understand committing too much. So let's get to it. Oh, and by the way, I won't be adding any new pictures to pull in more matches on Tinder. She deserves that? Why? He's not going to add more people or add more pictures on Tinder because of her? Like committing too much. Because I told you, if I'm interested in you, if someone is matching with anybody and everybody out there, they are not able to give someone their undivided attention. While we are talking, you'll have mine so I can really see if we match. I don't waste time and I know what I want, just saying hun. All right. So he's going on about this commitment that he believes in. Like if 2 people are really trying to get to know each other, this is how they act. And the thing is this, like, that's way too much. Like, you don't have the standing, you don't have the perceived value to pull that shit off. So either you're saying this because you're not very smart and socially savvy, that you don't know that this is a mistake to commit this much to a girl that you just got her phone number. And now you're basically asking her to act in a committed manner because that's the way you believe. No. You're trying to commit too much too soon. All right, not a good look. All right, so that's the third red flag, committing too much. The 4th red flag is on display as well, and that is pressuring someone. Look, what is he doing with this whole spiel of "I don't believe of," and 2 people are trying to get to know each other. what he's doing is, it ultimately is pressure to make her conform to what he wants. He wants her to behave in a certain way. He wants her to focus on him in a certain way. And the thing is this, have you noticed how he's like, he just wants to get to know her. And I know what I want, hun. Well, right before he messaged that all about wanting to get to know her, what he actually messaged her was, do you have a booty? So which one is it? Because it seems like if you know what you really want, you said it in that message of, do you have a booty? All right. You still haven't really said anything about getting to know her. So pressuring her to act in that manner, mistake or red flag number 4. Red flag number 5 that we have on display is basically telling someone and not showing. Words don't mean jack shit to me, and they shouldn't mean jack shit to you, but actions should. All right, so actions mean a whole lot more. It's like evidence, it's like facts. For example, him saying that he really wants to get to know her doesn't mean as much as his action of writing, do you have a big booty? Like that's the action that I'm actually going to prioritize and pay attention to, because that was an action. That's not just, I can tell you like all sorts of things. I can tell you, I can cure cancer if you give me $500. I can cure your cancer. I'm just telling you something, but doesn't mean I have it? No. I can tell you all sorts of things. But it's more, if you actually see me cure cancer for someone, that's going to be more potent as an advertisement than me telling people that I can cure cancer. If I cure cancer, you tell everybody and everyone else tells their friends and everyone's like, hey, that guy, he's the one that knows how to cure cancer. Show them, don't tell them. Okay, that's a big mistake in dating, online dating, whether you're in person, whether you're communicating via chat or online chat or texting, or in person, face to face. Show somebody what you're about. Don't tell them. Okay, it's much more valuable in that sense. So those were our 5 red flags. And again, number 1 was getting sexual too soon. Number 2, writing too much. Number 3, committing too much. Number 4, pressuring. And number 5 red flag was telling and not showing. All right. Now I told you I was going to get you some bonus content, so I want to show you some other screenshots, because what ended up happening from this conversation was my discussion with this female was like the same stuff that I'm telling you, and also her being like, yeah, I guess it's pretty weird that he's saying all this stuff to me. It seems like pretty soon too. I'm like, absolutely. So let me show you a little bit more of the screenshots she shared. She gave us permission, so it's fair. Okay, so what we're looking at is a continuation of the conversation, and she just said, yes, I do have one. She's talking about her Tinder profile. So after all that he wrote, like, remember I told you, like, you want to make sure that the investment in the conversation is like this, not like this and lopsided. Well, you see, like, here she goes, and she responds to him, but it's very short. And she doesn't really even make the best sense. I have to kind of explain and infer that she's talking about her Tinder account. Now look at what he writes, because you all are curious about how this ends. He says, I know what I want. Who you are on the inside matters more. Trust me. Trust you when you say that? Remember, I told you, like, fuck words. Let's go by actions. His actions are, he's already texted her before all this. Do you have a booty? So that's his actions. Fuck his words, saying, I know what I want. It's all about the inside. He continues saying, it starts out physical, but that just gets a foot in. It starts out physical? I don't think it starts out physical for you. I think you're wanting it to start out physical because my impression, my suspicion is that you really want to fuck this girl. You really want to have sex with her as soon as possible. And that is the one true thing that I feel strongly about. The rest I think is debatable and fishy. All right? I think you're a bullshit guy. But that's cute how he tries to say, like, oh yeah, I'm all about what's on the inside. That's what matters most. But the physical, that just gets a foot in, meaning it goes first to him. So if you were to understand that there's an informal contractual obligation that he's saying that if you get involved with me, sex comes soon, if not first, and then we get to know each other. And I told you this, so if you stick around and talk to a guy like this, then he's thinking like, well, you're on board with a game plan, all right? And you're not going to be. He continues, I hope you're as sweet and loyal on the inside as you are beautiful on the outside. Oh, that sounds so sweet. It was definitely a lot sweeter than when you asked her about her booty, all right? It was definitely a lot sweeter than when you demanded that, she doesn't talk to anyone else if she's talking to you. Like, come on, man. Like, you see how this guy is so, like, throwing all sorts of fucking, it's not game. He's throwing lines at her. Like, it just feels like he's throwing lines that he's heard what people want to hear. But it's total bullshit. One more screenshot that you guys might find entertaining. Okay. So in this screenshot, he's this is in the middle of a conversation that that I don't know where it takes place, but it takes place after. And she sent this to me saying, check this out. And he goes, it's going to take a lot for me to be in a committed relationship. I mean that sincerely. It takes a lot. And if you're worried about me trying to ask you to be my girlfriend the minute we meet, don't worry. I'm not that kind of guy. But he is the kind of guy that has already told her, how about your booty? He's already the guy that has said, don't talk to anyone else. But now he's already saying, like, but don't expect commitment out of me. Don't expect for us to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And he's also throwing out, and yes, we should be having sex soon. That gets the foot in, and then I'll see if you stick around, if you're lucky. You see how inconsistent this guy is with his message and his approach towards her? So, like, awesome. Like, this sounds great for him if things go according to plan. Like, she won't talk to anybody else. She'll have sex with you immediately, and she won't expect you to be her boyfriend. Like, whoa, how could she say no to such a great opportunity? This guy's so full of shit. I'm just here to tell you, if you know that you're talking to other guys while I'm trying to talk to you and get to know you, and you're posting new pictures of yourself on Tinder, I'm not going to take you seriously, and we'll move on. That's a threat. All right? That's, if you don't do what I say, I will move on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have a choice. You can either you can stay in communication with this guy and continue interacting, but then you play his game and you play according to his rules, because he's going to be like, well, you know that I want sex soon, and you know I'm not going to be your boyfriend soon. This guy is just a mess. Talk to me. Take it slow, whatever, but don't waste my time while you're talking to other guys, and vice versa for me. Guilt trip about wasting his time, but I'll tell you, does anyone really believe that he's going to delete his Tinder? No. Like I told you, Big Whoopi doesn't fucking add a new picture. Most of us don't add new pictures every day. So that doesn't deserve any sort of props. Second, I told you, like, there's no way this guy is gonna, like, a pretty girl messages him on Tinder. Do you think he's not gonna interact with her? No, but it sounds good. Like, I'm only focusing on you, because that's all I'm gonna tell you. Or if he has a woman text him, to his phone number, do you think he's gonna turn that down? I know he's not. All right, so who believes that? It's fucking stupid. But in any case, I think there was a lot for us to pull from that. So we gave you your 5 red flags for text messaging and some bonus content. So I hope you guys got some good knowledge out of that, downloaded some good information so that you can up your game. Because remember, you need to make sure that you avoid these red flags in your own behavior, or that you can identify it in others, so that you can tell these guys and women that are not on your level to fuck off. They're not worth your time. Because again, I told you, any friends, family, clients, or any of my Get Game Group members, Academy members, you guys are too good for a guy like this. Too good for a woman who would act like this, okay? You all can and will do better. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated the content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you're sick of feeling stuck and you're ready to level up your game and your meh love life, take action now. Click the link below to visit our website and experience our virtual game advisor feature. Choose the path of your game journey from the recommendations and resources ready and waiting for you.